Hello viewers and welcome again to Discovering Truth, and I am Pastor Forbes from the Gateway Abiding God Ministries here in the Gambia. This will be our fifth and final part on the series we've been dealing with entitled Our Work Ethic and Our Communication Styles. And for the last 4 episodes we've looked at many things, and last week we talked about the importance of having a sense of punctuality, keeping integrity in place, and of course, keeping your word of honor. We looked also at the importance of looking for a way of mitigating this breakfast perennial issue that practically makes work start maybe about at 10:30. And I remember saying that some institutions, particularly private institutions, have canteens. And when I was a young boy, I remember the Quadrangle in Banjul had a cafeteria. It was a very good cafeteria where people who walked within the Quadrangle area and even outside could come and actually buy food and eat. And so we must probably think of that. And of course, there was a lunch hour for that. You couldn't just buy any time because people had to go back to work. And so we're looking at what is our work ethic? What are these set of principles that really guide us and make us, if you like, sellable, marketable for investment, for industry, for many, many things. Because if a hardworking man comes to a place where nobody is hardworking, I think he gets frustrated. In the same way, if a lazy woman goes to a place where everybody else is working, she'll be a misfit. So there's got to be some things we do to add value to the sellability of our smiling coast, the marketability of it, in not just cliches, but actual practical things. So you can tangibly say that in 5 months, this got done, this was done. And all the people that are involved in every form of enterprise and labor and work really keep their word, keep to time, do their tasks, and have time to themselves to do many things. And it becomes a win-win for us all. But today I want to end with something else that I've noticed, which I'm sure we are all guilty of. I don't really think I am immune from it. Maybe subconsciously I do it, but let's go back to the key scripture we have used as the foundational and base for this series, our Gambian work ethic and our communication styles. The scripture we've been looking at has come from the book of Proverbs. I've always said it's in the middle of the Bible after the book of Psalms. Proverbs has 31 chapters, 1 a day, and you are good for the month and every month. And it's loaded with divine wisdom that God gave primarily to Solomon. So in chapter 15, from verse 1, I'll read through to verse 4. But the main verse is verse 1, where it says, a soft answer or a soft word turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. It continues to say, the tongue of the wise uses knowledge rightly, correctly, properly, but the mouth of fools pours forth foolishness. It's like it has no control, it has no caution, it just talks. It goes on to say, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. And verse 4 says, a wholesome tongue, a tongue of integrity, a tongue that is guided and guarded and wisely used, is like a tree of life. As you eat the fruits, you get more life. That is what a wholesome tongue does. When it speaks life to you. When it talks, you're soothed, you are calmed, you're encouraged, you're uplifted, you are happy. But perverseness in a tongue breaks the spirit, wounds the spirit, crushes the spirit. So rather than having perverseness in our tongues, we must have wholesomeness. We must have wholeness. We must be integrated. And so verse 1, going back to it, says, a soft answer or a soft response or a soft word has a way of turning away wrath. And I'm seeing this from 2 angles. One angle is when you actually know that wrath is coming, it's inevitable, it's impending. But there are times when you don't even know, but just your soft answer even calms down the potential, the possibility, the propensity towards wrath, bitterness, anger, resentment, and possibly violence and hate and all these things that tend to take on generational problems from family to family down the line. They are quarreling with these other people because instead of using a soft word, there was a harsh word and it stirred up the anger. So the two things I'm saying is that sometimes you know it's coming, don't fan the flames. Sometimes you don't even know it's coming, but if you make it your modus operandi, just your way of speaking, is always a soft word, you'll be quenching many fires you don't even know. Or like we said in Stephen Covey's book entitled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I think habit 4 or 5 says, seek first to understand before you are understood. Give the person the benefit of the doubt. Listen first before you condemn, as it were. Because sometimes people come to us in wrath, and when they come to us in wrath, we are tempted to answer them back in wrath. You know, we equalize, we are egalitarian, eye for an eye, you insult me, I'll insult you. But wisdom is showing us from the book of Proverbs, divine wisdom, not even human wisdom, the wisdom of God in the life of King Solomon is teaching us the value of a soft answer. And we all know that. Sometimes people have planned that I'm going to say this, and when she answers me, I will hit her, slap her, beat her, fight her. And the person just says, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I really didn't know. I'm really sorry. And in some cultures, people kneel down or just say, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is not what I intended. And at that point, they are removing the fire that was about to happen. That kind of answer actually turns away wrath. One area that I think we should all take into consideration is how we answer the telephone, be it cellular lines or landlines. For example, sometimes you call people and you say hello, and this is the answer you get. Hello, who is this? And I'm not saying the Wolof version of Kokukanla. You know, that you can understand. You know how people say it's not what you said that hurts me, that offended me, it's how you said it. Sometimes people just pick the phone call. Yes, who is this? And you're wondering what happened to, good afternoon, may I know who is on the line? How may I help you? Good afternoon, Pastor Forbes speaking. Welcome to so-so and co company. Welcome to so-so and so Department of State, parastatal. But hello, who is this? Or sometimes you call somebody and they say yes. We cannot continue communicating like that. And I don't know when it started, but I can honestly say when I was growing up, yes, we had landlines. They were starting then. There was nobody talking like, yes, who is this? What happened to I beg your pardon? What happened to pardon me? Sometimes you call people and they tell you, how did you get this number? And sometimes you want to laugh. It's not how I got the number. I got the number. I've already called you. But sometimes like, who gave you my number? And there always seems to be an agitation and an annoyance. And the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, every number can be known. Whether you pay for private number, withheld number, there is something called ciphering. Every number can be known. And in any case, is there something I am hiding? Am I too big to be called with my number that I need to ask, who gave you my number? How did you get? And there's always an attitude toward it. There's always an agitation. And it's happened to me before. I say, oh, sorry, this is Pastor Forbes. Oh, Pastor. Oh, how are you, Pastor? And then the person changes. So did I have to mention my name for there to be this drastic switch in nicety, kindness, respect, humane way of talking? So the way we communicate on the phones, especially when we pick up, either side, even sometimes you the one making the call, you say, who is this? I've had times when I've seen a missed call on my phones and I'll pick back, hello, say, hello, this is Pastor Forbes, I'm returning a call. I didn't call you. Like, but on my phone it's showing in red that this number called. But maybe it was a missed call. Maybe your bag hit your keypad or your jeans strap or something. She said, oh, sorry, maybe it was a missed call, I'm sorry. But it looks like everybody seems to be on edge. Maybe for founded reasons, I don't know, but it sometimes becomes too harsh. Who is this? How did you get my number? Who's on the line? Who gave you my number? I think we must decide from today to just change. Be nice, be courteous, be professional. All of us. Now, if you move away from telephone calls, you go to companies, to office buildings, sometimes to embassies, to hospitals, to government buildings, to hotels, to gated premises. And this, particularly the people who are running private security companies, they must hear this, send it to them, play it for them. Some of your staff are misrepresenting you. You cannot come in here. Who are you? It's almost as if somebody drove their car for 10 miles to come and cause trouble in a premise. No, but what is it about? Yes, hello, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Well, there's a new regulation here. Something nice. The other day I was trying to visit a particular place and there was this security lady who said to me, why is your mask? And I also said to her, why is your own mask? She said, it's inside. I said, mine is inside too. And then I literally walked in. Because that's not the way you talk. And whether you are older than me, you're my peer, you are younger than me, there's got to be respect in a bidirectional way. Because you're only doing a role, you're playing a function. And you might go to some other place where somebody else is playing an equally important role. And how would you feel if they say, who are you? Why are you here? Stand there. We shouldn't communicate like that. And I'm sure whatever the problems are, we can sort them out. You know why I think so? Because when we are all writing these letters of application, we are very nice. Dear sir, madam, dear sir, stroke madam, I greet you in the name of God. I wish to apply for the vacant position in your company. I have worked here and here before. I speak this number of languages. My referees are so and so. I'm available to all you. You write very nice letters. You don't say, I am this, I am that, and take me if you want me. If you don't want me, I know. So how come you can be nice when you write the letter and when you're in a job? You are like that. Even if the job description requires you to be firm. Firm doesn't mean being rude. Firm doesn't mean being obnoxious. Firm doesn't mean being disrespectful, especially if, unfortunately, the people are even older than you. Even people in customer care. That one, I think, needs a whole series by itself. Maybe a 1-year-old series. Customer care people. Ah, yes. You're in customer care. The way we communicate, we must be kind, courteous, professional, and even if we're having issues, we must be able to compartmentalize and pack our issues and deal with people, because you remember you are relating to people, care of a company, care of an institution. So for example, that lady, if I had a recorder on me that she didn't know and I put it on social media, then her company will be running helter-skelter that, no, we are not like that, Pastor Forbes, we are sorry, she was having a bad day. No, I think particularly security companies and customer care institutions and institutions that have customer care receptionist desks, we got to handle this properly. Just be nice. Because you are in security doesn't mean you must be rude. You are not the only security person in the world. You are not the only security company in the world. We are not the only nation in the world. Can be nice. We've seen pictures of militaries and security personnel in other countries that even help the civilians. So that there is no civilian security fight, them and us. Whenever we see them, we have to fight them. No. Again, let us learn to be courteous. Let us choose and decide to be professional, especially if we wear uniforms. Nobody likes to be called, hey, yo, Newell, hey, you. No, you're not calling an animal. We must talk properly. What happened to excuse me? Sir, madam, excuse me. I'm sorry to disturb. I just wanted to be sure. Are you Pastor Forbes? And I said, oh, yes. Oh, I thought so. Not hey, hey, hey. No. No. In many ways, I think not even animals are treated like that around the world. In zoos, they've developed ways in which they communicate with them. Because you see, if you are obnoxious and offish and rude and intolerant, somebody else everybody can do it. There's no school for it. Everybody can lower to their basal nature and just do everything you think you are doing. But once I wear this uniform and I stand at this gate and this hotel or restaurant or hospital or travel agent or government, from wherever, let me decide to be professional, to be nice. Generally, let us respect one another, regardless age. And let us choose, no matter how difficult it is, not to release our anger for whatever reason on them. And back to what I said, the people who are being put in customer care first line areas, who are the first responders, they really must, either you must pull them back for training, and if you can't train them, then contact me. I will train them and charge you, by the way, just so we get it right. But customer care, customer care, customer care, care, not customer bully, not customer fight, not customer insult, customer care. And I know somebody will say, Pastor Forbes, what happens when the people are also rude? Do two wrongs make a right? No, just be nice. We just read a soft word turns away wrath. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life. The person who can handle their tongue can speak wisdom rightly. Disarm them. Just even laugh at them. Sometimes I look at people and I say, you're not smiling. So I'm smiling. No, you're not smiling. I can see you. You're not smiling. Sometimes, and I agree that sometimes things are rough financially, economically, and the sun is hot and the rain and that. But, it's not just you. It's all of us together. And I'm told scientifically that it takes half the number of muscles in your face to smile than it takes to frown. So just smile. Choose to have a good day. And do not let the external stimuli offend you. I remember once I was talking to a gentleman and he said, a lady met him and said, "You're Hale Bundabi, small boy." And he said, "Yes, I may look small to you, but I'm the one in charge of this." And he laughed. He didn't go into Sagande and all that. Because you see, everybody can do that. And we do not want such a society where all the time we are fighting. So please, if you think you're in a privileged position and people need to pass through you to get an entrance inside, please be nice. Remember, there was somebody there before you. And possibly it's your type of attitude that made them sack that person. And there's going to be somebody there after you. And you represent a company. an organization, an institution. And most of all, your own self-respect. So the way we answer phones, the way we talk to one another, men to women talking condescendingly to women, women sometimes talking condescendingly to men, and all that fight, and then children to adults. Please, we cannot build a good society if children do not know how to speak properly. You know one place that I see that a lot? When we are driving our cars and maybe the children are on the road. For starters, they don't use the zebra crossing, and you're trying to tell them, use the zebra crossing. Somewhere along the line, you hear an insult, or you hear the favorite phrase, do def nanka. Somebody 13, 14, 12, grade 7, grade 8 is shouting at somebody who is 45, 50. Apart from other areas of life that makes difficult for such a child, which I won't touch for now, it's plainly wrong. Because you see, the person is driving a car, a whole machine with 4 tires and an engine, and you are standing with 40 kilos of weight, 50 kilos. If anything happens, who gets hurt? It's you. Nobody takes a car to ICU or to the orthopedic unit and start putting the car on traction and trying to find a prosthesis for the car, nailing a pin there and dosing the car with ibuprofen and taking them into the recovery ward and then getting a physiotherapist to help them. No. So sometimes when you think back, hold what you want to say. It doesn't tell well. And if your parents, your guardians and family members were around you, I hope they will shake their head and not say, continue, Nini Legman. Because if that ever happens, then we do have a generational problem with communication. I am glad to say that it was not so in my time. My parents, and when I say parents, not just my 2 parents, the society and the generations that brought me up, I didn't see that in them. I saw respect, courtesy, kindness, love for one another, regardless. Nothing big in saying I'm sorry, nothing big in saying I am wrong, nothing big in saying forgive me, nothing big in that, oops, I'm sorry, I did not intend to. But you listen to the phrases I've made today. Hello, who is this? Yes, who gave you my number? How did you get this number? No. Who is on the line? No. Don't have nanka. There's always some kind of an agitation. I don't know where it comes from, whether it's a sense of entitlement. I don't know. But all I know is that it does not augur well for us as a nation. This is not an ethic, nor a communication style we should be passing on to the next generation. Because sooner or later we'll all travel to other countries. And you hear people, excuse me, please, thank you. You hear it all the time. As I said, even in some places in West Africa, there are tribes where the first word that comes out of their mouth is please or excuse me. It's been ingrained in them as a culture. You go to other countries, particularly the Western Hemisphere, and let's be truthful, you find a lot of courtesy. Sometimes even if you are being rebuked, there's a courtesy about it. Oh, just kindly take a chair, we'll be with you in a moment. Even if they're going to arrest you, you know. But for some reason, we always seem like we must show power and show power and show power. That's not the way to communicate. Can you imagine communicating like that at home? If we do that, it's even wrong. Then everybody's on edge, everybody is fighting, everybody is insulting each other. No. Let's be nice about it. And as I bring this series to an end, let me touch on a very little one and I will leave it. Have you met people who communicate to you while they are chewing gum? Wow. Put it there. The chewing gum itself is a problem. The methodology with which they do it, the reckless abandon, is another problem. It's so unprofessional, and you wonder why. And the sounds that are annoying, even in public places. Smiling Coast, no. The Gambia, no. The new Gambia, no. Let us learn or relearn and go back to proper, nice, wholesome, respectful, professional, kind, courteous ways of communicating one with another. You don't prove any point by shouting at somebody. Who is on the line? Who gave you my number? There's no added value. And as I said, in my many recollections, sometimes I say, I'm sorry, this is Pastor Forbes. Oh, Pastor Forbes, how are you? I watch your program. And you wonder the switch. So must I tell you my name for you to be nice? No. Choose to be nice. Choose to be courteous. Choose to be professional. Choose to be kind. Choose to be humane and be a Gambian. Until I come your way next week, I will open up another series by the grace of God. This is me, Pastor Forbes, saying, may God help us. May we also make the decisions to be courteous, kind, professional, nice, humane, and gentle, and speak to people the way we would want them to speak to us, because we never know the problems people are also carrying. Shouting, condescending talk is not the way to go. Let's be nice. Let's be Gambian. Let's be the Smiling Coast. Until I come your way, Pastor Forbes, God bless us all. I'll see you next time.